Welcome back. Today I'm going to continue with the episode on the petrol tank and I'm going to practice and play around with some designs with some vinyl wrap. So I thought, while I've never done wrapping before, it is possible if you keep pulling and stretching you get a slight mark, a slight sort of fading if you like of the colour where I've stretched that, overly stretched it. Also, if you catch an edge on the squeegee which has got a soft fabric replaceable edge on it, it is possible to scuff it. It's not as tough as I thought it would be, to be honest, but it's like everything, you don't know unless you try. And the other thing is using knife tape, especially as you can see here, and I want to do it down the centre here, doing a join. So it does work. I had visions of pulling the wire back that's in the centre of it and then having to peel back and pick out the green plastic tape, because no one really shows you having to do the three parts of that. But to be fair, it does work, and the green bits pull out either separately or you can pull them out at the same time, and that surprised me how well that worked. So you just hold down an edge, pull off a bit of green, expose the nylon or the wire, whatever it is, in the centre, nylon I guess, but then what I didn't do was leave enough header, so I'm having to use a very fine pair of pliers to wrap around because I can't grip it. You give it a little jerk and then you just pull it down, and it pulls down, tearing through the red in this case and the matte grey. So it does the job, and then can peel off the top grey, he says, So peel off the top grey. And we have to peel back the grey to pull out the red from underneath. And I'm hoping the green tape, the green half of that tape will come out with it. Nope, that's okay. It is quite strong. You don't want to overlap it too much, of course, because otherwise you'll disrupt too much of the existing vinyl. And then you've got to pull out the two halves of the green. This is actually both halves. There you can see that, see? Pull them out together, which worked quite well. No, did it? No, it didn't. No, it did. It did. I thought there's a slight ridge there, and I thought it left the green tape in. Right, I'll have to get a gun on that. And the heat gun, again, works well, but you've got to be careful not to overheat it, because although they always show it, I mean, obviously they've been doing it for years, it will stretch, it will shrink, but if you get it too close, it will just distort all over the place. Right. Well, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but probably as well as I'd expected, in truth. You wouldn't pay someone a lot of money to wrap your car if it was easy, and it's the sort of thing that you could do in half an hour at home. So obviously I would take out the ring on the petrol tank, tuck it underneath, and then replace the ring. That sort of thing is, I think, is fairly easy compared to as you can see, this edge here, not too bad. If you can get your line right, pull it out, lay it down. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. You can feel a ridge, but it's not terrible. Doing the overlap in the middle, we're doing like 2 colours or 3 colours. This side, not too bad. Not a bad join. You can't see any black here, just a little bit at the top where I peeled it back. But this side made a real pig's ear of. Yeah, I wouldn't do that again. And this side, this is where I'm sort of cutting it in on the edge of the tank. There you can see that. Yeah, not bad, but you wouldn't do it for anything more than trying out a colour scheme, I don't think, because yeah, I suppose you could flatten it down a little bit with some heat and with a squeegee. But yeah, let's confirm one thing: I don't like red, or not that red anyway. But I think ultimately I'll have the tank painted, but this will allow me to try out a few colours, or I wrap the whole tank. So it's come off all right, but sticking very differently to the clear coat that's not gone hard, and won't give up the adhesive. So the adhesive stuck to all of the vinyl, but it's sticking and it's peeled off the adhesive, leaving it on that clear coat. So I don't want to use thinners because that will take off the clear coat and I'll be back to square one. This is becoming a real pain. So I think it's down to a bit of white spirit and see what I can get off. In true Brit style, and following Theresa May's one last reading of the Brexit proposal, I'm going to have one more last go at the petrol tank. If not, I'm going to cover it up with plastic. But this time I've removed the seat and I've masked up all of the area in plastic and sheeting because I don't want to spend an hour on the tank and 4 hours clearing it up. Start off with some T-cut and a fairly coarse buffing foam pad. Let's see how we get on. Let's get everything covered up. The paint around the repaired area has come up lovely. It polishes up really well and the existing clear coat on there is just really good. The repair has shrunk and shrunk and shrunk back to the original size, so there's no sort of overspray at all and it still won't polish up at all. I don't know whether it's just that particular make of clear coat, but it just will not harden and polish up. So I'll leave it as it is. I'll give it a quick coat of polish and hopefully it won't show through any wrap that I put on. A bit disappointing, but I'll just have to get the tank resprayed, so be it. So, cleaned it all up, polished it all up, and over several weeks all I've managed to do is flatten it out and flatten it out and flatten it out until I've removed all of the clear coat, the new clear coat, revealing the lovely paintwork underneath and the slight dip where the logo was. Right, I'm going to have a little go and experiment with a few different colour schemes and paint lines and stuff, and then over the winter I may well get it painted. So let's see. So that's it for this episode. I'm going to be playing around over the next few weeks just with different designs and practicing my skills with vinyl wrap. But that'll do it. I need to get this bike on the road and start enjoying it.